Stevie here, coming at you with another top 10 virtual assistant play. Calling and direct messaging form submissions that didn't close. Not everyone that fills out your application form is going to take all the steps that you want them to. They're not automatically going to schedule a call. They may become a dead lead after they apply for your services. So this is something that you definitely want to make sure that you're implementing. Here's an example of form submissions, like they answer questions on a form. A lot of trainers do this. Not all of them are going to schedule a call. Like I said, some of them will become a dead lead. You have to be ready for this. Online training is an impulse buy most of the time. People see something that inspires them, but then that excitement wears off, and then they're back to their old ways. They could have just watched a movie with a bunch of in-shape characters. They're like, oh man, I want to get in shape. They wake up the next morning back to their old ways. They could be afraid to get on the phone. They possibly had a bad experience with a phone salesperson, or they don't want to become vulnerable on the phone. So we have an appointment setter. This is our client, Anna. We do this for her. We do this, I'd say spend most of the time doing this because she gets a lot of submissions organically from her Instagram account. She almost has 600K followers. The appointment setter follows up with an irresistible offer in the direct message on Instagram. I'll show you an example in the next slide. The appointment setter also follows up with a phone call from Anna's high-level phone number, so she can listen to it later if she needs to. So let's say they schedule a call while the setter has them on the phone, and that's what you want to do. We're not going to send them a link to schedule a call. We're going to do everything while they're on the phone. This way, if they do schedule that call, Anna can go back and listen to that conversation so that she knows what to expect on the call. And it's also a way to evaluate how well the setter's doing. The appointment setter's mission is to manually schedule people on your calendar while they're on the phone or directly in the direct message. We're not going to send any links. The goal is to do this while you have the prospect on the phone. We need to lock in a time on the calendar. So you want to use onboarding and challenge start dates to give the prospect urgency. Big companies, they take advantage of the holidays, New Year's, 4th of July, Black Friday, you name it. Like they do all of these specials as a reason to give you some urgency to take action and buy. And you need to do the same thing with your online training. Any sort of holiday, I think you should use that as an excuse to as an onboarding date or as a challenge date. Keep in mind, the leads that filled out the form initially, they didn't take all the steps they needed to because they may have been missing some urgency, and that's partly your fault. You didn't have enough urgency for the people that filled out that form submission. Like, okay, I need to do this now because if it gets past the 5th of the month, I'm not going to have a chance to train with this trainer here. I have to take action on this now. Otherwise, I'm going to have to wait a whole nother month. So you need to really establish urgency. This is our client, Mike. This New Year's transformation challenge really killed it. So that's why I wanted to use it as an example. But as you can see, he's using a holiday as a way to instill urgency in his prospects. So you got to do the same thing. The appointment setter should also make sure the prospect is sent helpful things prior to the call. So once they are on the phone or in the direct message, they schedule a call, they put them on the calendar. The next thing they need to do is send them videos explaining who you are and how your services work, and give them some things to do before the call. So here's an example of videos that I send people before the call. This just helps them understand who I am and what my services are about. I always say, if you wait till the phone call to try and explain, okay, this is how my online training works, this is why you should train with me, it's too late. It's too late. The call should be more about picking a program and finding out what their goals are, but they should really feel comfortable with who you are and doing all that well before the call. Because the thing about online training is you have the opportunity to train people you've never actually met before in person. So it's your responsibility to make sure that these people who've never met you before in person feel comfortable with you before you get on the phone. And that's done through send them videos prior to the call. And that's one of the appointment setter's job, is to make sure they see these videos prior to getting on the phone, because it's going to be much easier to close if they watch the videos before the call versus if they didn't watch the videos before the call. Now, if you need a trained virtual assistant to do this task for you, calling all of your form submissions. Let's keep it simple. The people that are making the most money, from what I've seen and the people we're working with, the people that are making the most money have the most form submissions. It's simple. It's not complicated. Everyone wants to try and make online training complicated. It's so simple. It's not complicated at all. You need a lot of form submissions and a lot of calls booked. The more form submissions you have, the more money you're going to make. The more calls booked you have, the more opportunities you're going to have to close. So if you need somebody to do this for you, let's say you're getting form submissions left and right, it's probably not the best use of your time to follow up the form submissions. Also, it's going to make you look like more of a professional. If you have somebody else doing this for you, you're going to seem like more of an authority. So if you want someone to do this task for you, we have trained appointment setters that have experience. They're doing this on accounts right now, and we'd love to get the chance for you to meet them, and you can interview them, ask them any questions that you want. So that if that sounds good to you, just go ahead and click that red button down below, schedule a call, and we look forward to talking with you then. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.